Welcome everyone to the Hot Topix podcast. I'm your host, Psycho 4081, and I am joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Lamb Chop and Felonious Feather. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get it started. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. How are you guys doing today?
All right. How about yourself?
I am okay. Almost killed myself yesterday, but
Yeah, it was pretty hot yesterday.
and how are you there?
Fine, thank you.
What? That wasn't
Yeah.
a good enough answer?
Everybody says, hey, she's fine, thank you.
Yeah, hello everybody.
It was
Hello,
polite. I mean, okay. I ain't gonna fight you.
So yeah, we were in the middle of a scorching heat wave. Actually, I don't know if you call it a heat wave, but it's
It was a heat wave.
they called it a heat blanket or bubble or something along those lines.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Apparently, places across the country was feeling it as
Yeah.
well. So we got on Saturday we had 101,
101
and then
with a heat index that was high, so it felt like 108 or something crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was what was it? The Sunday was actually, I think it got up to 97. It was supposed to be 100 plus. But
Okay.
but it got up to 97, and then we were lucky. We did the Gwyn Oak Food and Music Festival.
Thank you to everybody who came out.
Yes, thank you to everyone that came out. And I want to, now that I mention it, let me give a shout out to the captain of the Woodlawn precinct, Captain Hartman, who was there, and he's always there. He's a tall guy with the
Okay.
white shirt on. He walks through by himself. And I noticed he had some of the officers swing by and check out, make sure everything was okay. So that was nice of him. Kudos to the Baltimore County Police Department, Woodlawn Precinct. And we had Senator Charles Sidnor.
Oh, I missed him.
He came through. We had Councilman Izzy Patoka. He also
Okay.
came through. And I know some of the other ones was busy at other events.
Right. Right.
And I know this weekend was pretty hot, so he said they had 4 events that they had canceled around
Oh wow.
around the area. So
It probably was safe.
But-
the safest thing to do.
yeah, and truth be told, I probably would have postponed this one too because, if I thought I was going to get my money back
Okay.
or credited for whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely don't do 95 plus.
And it was bad.
Heat.
It was bad for sure.
Yeah, but we had an okay turnout, considering the heat and the probability of rain,
Right.
because that was the
right.
thing that was supposed to be going on. So yeah, we'll and speaking of vendors, I decided I was going to start supporting some of the vendors. One of the vendors gave me a free hat.
Oh, that was nice.
And I my daughter came up there and bought some stuff from him and got a T-shirt from some, small black-owned businesses that had their own custom design stuff. So I said, when I do the videos for the questions of the day, I'm gonna start wearing some of their
wearing
stuff.
this. Oh, that's a good way to
I'll give 'em-
promote it.
'em.
It was some very nice things out there. Everybody had some really nice stuff. So good
Yeah.
time was had by all.
But we did have most of the vendors actually didn't show up. We had a decent amount, but it was
it
most
was a
of
good amount.
Yeah, and then the food vendors didn't, but we understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
it was a hard day.
Yeah. So what'd you do this weekend? Felonious.
It was hot, so
And listen, you don't have to say nothing else beyond that. It was hot. So a lot of people didn't do anything.
Speaking of heat, there's a couple from Maryland that did their Hajj, or they was in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
They were from Bowie, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Died from heat.
Heat exhaustion.
Oh,
There
wow.
was so many people out there.
Yeah.
Oh, they went to Saudi? Oh, for the Hajj?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Is this the period? Or maybe during the last... Because they just finished, they concluded one, the
Eid.
Ramadan. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gracious! It was so many people out there. I'm surprised. It was a few more people that died too. Not just them. I thought.
Oh, really?
I thought.
Oh, yeah, you're
it
right.
was- yeah.
It actually was quite a few. As a matter of fact, it was
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was well over 100.
Right. Really?
Yeah, it was. It was.
that many.
I think we just keyed in on it because it was a couple from Maryland. But when I read the number, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And probably not as many compared to how many people went.
Right.
But still, it was a lot.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of people out there.
So yeah, the good thing is it's summertime now officially.
Yay, I love summertime.
And now starts the nice vacations, the going to the beach, all of that type stuff, and good things to come.
I love summer.
You got plans for the summer?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going on a trip with some people I know.
Yay!
I'm going on a road trip.
Yeah. And you're going on a trip,
No.
on vacation.
No.
You're not?
No.
Oh, okay. No, Disney?
No what?
Disney.
Oh yeah, I'm going. Oh yeah, that's true. My son wants to go to Disney for his 10th birthday. So.
Oh, nice. That's a good age to take them to.
Yeah, but then the weather.
Oh, it's hot.
Definitely not Florida.
It's hot. No joke. It is hot in Florida, and Disney has no shade.
Yeah, and that's what we're just doing. You're disappointed, but I'm just gonna. I can only handle like 3 days.
Yeah,
and that's it, and I'm back.
That's plenty. That's plenty though. You can fill up your whole 3 days.
Actually, it's not. Oh, you could definitely fill out, but it's just still stuff that you want to see. You can't see everything. I want to go. I want to go see Harry Potter's world, and
you know what I want to go.
I've been, but I would love to go back.
I want to look. I want to do that Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
So, but I'm boycotting Florida, so
absolutely.
Maybe next lifetime.
Yep. Or maybe I'll go to the California one. Yeah. No, I can't.
So, in the name of science, because I missed science last time. This is what I thought was really, really good. They have this. This is from Futurism.com. They have this concrete that they can use as a battery. It stores energy.
Okay.
Imagine that. So researchers at MIT have come up with a new way to store energy inside a modified concrete, a tantalizing potential solution to the looming energy storage problem. So basically what they do is they mix it with is it carbon? They mix the regular concrete, but they add something in there that they holds a charge.
Okay.
So the idea is if they can, advance it a little bit, because, it's still not ready, but they can actually make the houses into one big battery where it stores it like a capacitor.
Right.
So it's
like one big energy block.
Yes. Yeah. So
huh.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, I see some companies wanting to stop that in its tracks. Con Edison and BG&E is like, oh, they don't want that to happen.
And I'm not sure how it compares to the lithium batteries. I imagine it's not as good as the lithium batteries yet, but it's a start.
Right.
So I'm glad that they are actually looking into that. But yeah, that piqued my interest.
Yeah, that would be quite interesting.
Because I'm definitely pro solar power.
Right. And try to save as much energy or find different ways of using energy than what we do now.
So on Friday, they're going to have...
Friday coming
on the... I don't even know what the date is.
28th.
28th, Friday the 28th. They're going to have this event about reparations.
Oh.
And at the Set the Captives Free Church. No, wait a minute. Make sure. Well, one of the churches in the area. I think it's Set the Captives Free.
That's in
or it might be the O Center. I'm not sure. Okay. Either one of those. But that's big on. That's a big topic right now because they just had a we call that thing a rally in D.C.
Okay.
Reference to reparations. So now I could lead into this.
Okay. Lead away.
Feds say man planned a mass shooting targeting African Americans at a concert to incite a race war. This was the 12th. So he got indicted by a federal grand jury. All right, you can grab that. We have a visitor, y'all. He got indicted by the federal grand jury on charges of firearms trafficking, transfer of a firearm for use in a hate crime, and possession of an unregistered firearm.
Okay, so how is that going to start a race war? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so he planned to target minorities at a rap concert in Atlanta. So he was going to go shoot up some.
Okay, I'm still trying to connect that with race war.
Okay, so there's people out here that's been consistently trying to kick off a race war, and I think his plan was to do it around. I don't know if they wanted to do it right before the election or right after the election. I think he chose not to do it after the election because
since Trump gonna lose, it would be a moot point.
Yeah, well, they don't think so.
I don't know.
So,
I shouldn't say that.
Well, his name is Prieto, I think. He's an older guy. Well, not that old. He looked older in the picture, but he's only 58. Mark Adams Prieto.
Okay, so he was going to go, I'm assuming he's Caucasian.
Yes.
So he was going to go shoot the concert up and said white people did it. And then that meant the black people at the concert was going to go and shoot some white people.
And then
it was going to go. Okay.
Right. So he actually was going to target blacks, Jews, or Muslims. That's what the affidavit said.
Well,
so
he just grouped all of them together.
Yeah. FBI did it. That's kudos to the FBI. They caught him before any of that shenanigans would have happened. But he was always advocating for a mass shooting.
Oh my God. What is wrong with people?
Yeah. So he was going to do it before the presidential election. So he believed that the martial law would be implemented shortly after the 2024 election, and that mass shootings should occur prior to its implementation.
Okay.
So yeah, he said he was ready to kill a bunch of people, and the key thing in that, it was crazy. He chose Atlanta.
Right.
Because he was ticked off about Georgia.
Oh, the election. Okay.
No, not that. He said the reason I say Atlanta, this is quote, why is Georgia such a effed up state now? When I was a kid, that was one of the most conservative states in the country. Why is it not now? Because all the crime got worse in LA, St. Louis, and all these other cities. All the N-words moved out of those places and moved to Atlanta. That's why it isn't so great anymore. And they've been there for a couple years, for several years. Yeah. So just know that he's not the only one.
He's how old now?
He's 58.
Okay.
Yeah. Atlanta been Black Atlanta for quite a long time. So I don't know which Atlanta he's talking about.
Yeah.
So
that's okay.
But yeah, just know that he's not the only one. There's been people for a while that's been trying to kick off a racial.
Charles Manson was talking about that back in the 60s, so it has been people who
But with the internet now, people can easily
and they can
coordinate stuff and
coordinate
so they have their thing is they want a racial holy war.
Right.
And I think now with the political climate, it just sets it up, where you can get more people to your cause, or they believe they have a legitimate and
a valid reason.
Yeah. And a leader who's accepting of that.
Right.
So, it's power in words.
Absolutely. January 6th.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. It is power in words. But I don't know.
So you guys just out there, just be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Pay attention to your surroundings, and just, I don't know. You want to tell people not to react when people do things, but
right.
You can't push people for so far and expect them to not react.
Yeah, we're going to do upcoming podcast on an active shooter.
Okay.
So we'll do some informational type stuff for people so they can know.
That's a good idea.
Stay informed on how to handle certain situations like that. Idea. So, and I at the festival, one of the vendors gave me an idea. He was like, there's a lot of people that can use some information on what their rights are and stuff like that. And I was like, you're right. Yeah. And I used to do that anyway. So I was like, we can do that.
Okay.
And the problems in the past was the people who really needed to be there
weren't showing up.
Exactly. They make themselves available. So maybe they'll be more accepting. Okay, thank you. Got it. Accepting of the podcast format.
Okay, yeah. It's
we'll see.
easier to just sit and listen.
Yeah.
And you don't have to physically go anywhere. You know, everybody got their phone with them.
Yeah.
So it's easy to sit and listen.
So yeah, that was pretty good. What you got? You got anything?
Well, you know, when you said something about he wanted to do a race war on their power in words, you remember the Republican candidate told Black Americans to just leave if they didn't like it here.
Yes.
So her name, Republican candidate for Missouri, Secretary of State, has told Black Americans who do not like the country to kindly leave. It wasn't quite kindly. She didn't say kindly leave. Valentina Gomez is her name.
Gomez. Okay.
Yeah.
Go figure that one. So, but did they have something to do with Juneteenth?
Yeah. It was around Juneteenth, and the discussion was about Juneteenth and how Juneteenth is celebrated and reparations. Mm-hmm. And I think that what people don't understand is a lot of other ethnic groups have gotten reparations from the United States, except for African Americans. A lot of other cultures have gotten reparations. So I guess she felt like if we didn't need reparations and we don't need anything else, and we could just leave if we don't like, how the United States is treating us. But that's not the first time. Apparently, she caused an outrage when she was urging voters not to be weak and gay.
What?
Yeah.
Voters not to be weak and gay.
gay.
Okay.
Accused the federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery, which was Juneteenth, to be the most wretched holiday, and that blacks should no longer be looking for reparations.
Okay.
Quote and unquote.
Ms. Gomez. She was from Colombia, I believe. I could be wrong, but
I'm not sure.
With a name like Gomez.
She is a staunch Donald Trump supporter.
And a 25-year-old.
Yes.
Okay.
And hadn't been around long enough.
Yeah. The nerve, Miss Gomez.
Well, you know what? People have the right to say what they want to say. However,
there's consequences.
There are consequences. And I hope that she understands that there are some people who feel the same way about her.
Right.
Whether or not she was born in the United States or not. Right. I hope she feels like, I hope she understands that, with a name like Gomez, there are people out there who feel exactly the same way about you.
Yeah.
Or,
We don't care. You're even an island Mexican. Or a South American Mexican.
You need to stop it.
Or right across the border Mexican.
You need to stop it.
But you're all ridiculous. Mexicans. But that's how a lot of them think.
Right. A lot of people do think that,
Cuban Mexicans, Puerto Rican Mexicans.
What it was some celebrity on TV was just like if they deport all the Mexican people, who going to clean their bathrooms?
What?
Yes. Oh my God, who was that? Yeah.
You say like somebody like James Woods or
No. And she was young.
Oh.
She was young, like too young to be thinking in that kind of way. And she tried to clean it up later and say that that's not really what she meant, but you can't clean that up.
Yeah,
there's no way to
just a
clean
slip of
that
the brain.
up. Yeah, there's just Osborne, Kelly Osborne.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just for the she's from UK.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Okay, UK.
Yeah. So there's that. But we have to be careful what we say. You have to be careful what we say and how we saying it. Because you right with us, Gomez. You're in the same boat. For some people, you're in the same boat. So, all right, Conser, Psycho, what would be our question? I mean, our topic for today.
Wait, did you have anything? You had to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Felonious.
it's okay. No, okay. Speaking of shooting, there was this shoot. Well, I'm Nigerian, so there was this shooting of this Nigerian boxer in America, where the guy was shot by his white neighbor.
Oh my God!
I think I've heard
Odenton.
of that. I did hear about that.
Was it today or
in
yesterday?
Arlington?
Yeah, Odenton.
Odenton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maryland. Here.
Maryland. Yeah.
So it says, okay. So the sister was doing like a makeup video on TikTok, And then while doing her video, a makeup routine video, she heard gunshots. Like you could hear the gunshots from the video. Apparently it was her brother being shot by the neighbor.
Oh my God, that just gave me the chills.
Yeah.
And then so the neighbor already threatened the guy, like one time last year, another time in January, another time in June. The guy was just a boxer. It's 20, I think he was 20, 26, 27.
Oh, he's a
27-year-old.
baby.
And he had a son. And this neighbor, like, just comes from nowhere.
For no reason.
Yeah.
What
for no
was,
reason.
was he a former boxer, but he was
It
training
was
his son?
No, he was boxing.
So he was
He
an
was still
active
active
boxer.
Yeah.
boxer.
Oh, okay.
An actual boxer for
Okay.
Washington D.C. or whatever,
Oh my
something. He
God.
wanted to be a professional boxer to win medals and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then, out of nowhere, the neighbor, 36-year-old, whatever his name is, Xavier Girox, shot the Nigerian boxer. And then, well, he was charged without bail.
Oh, so they did get him.
Yeah, they got
Oh,
him.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
They
good,
saw, because
good.
there was a surveillance video as well that saw
Good.
the guy, there. So it's like, I don't know what they're going to do about this. So a lot of comments, because it was a Nigerian blog that picked
Right.
that, and I saw it on. It was like, America is like part of the 1,000 ways to die.
Well,
Yeah, but statistically, even we hear all this violence like every day. You get
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Somebody's getting shot. Somebody's getting stabbed. Somebody's getting killed.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? But then statistically, we're not even in the top 10.
really,
Yeah, I thought we would at least be like number 1, 2, or 3.
you know,
Yeah,
We weren't in the
I'm
top
sure.
10.
I'm not sure.
Right.
But yeah, and probably the only reason that we're not is probably because we have a large population
okay.
that will
okay.
kind of drop the the percentage down.
Yeah,
our rate.
right. The statistics will
Yeah.
change according to
Yeah.
how many people you have.
And someone also said that they should probably, to own a gun, you should probably do a mental check evaluation. And then maybe 6 months later, like every 6 months, and then before you renew as well, you do like
I
a mental-
agree. They should have some kind of evaluation. You shouldn't just be able to just randomly buy a gun.
Like
Well-
I'm scared to own a gun because I'm like, why would I want to shoot somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
Well,
like,
elections have consequences, and now we have that Supreme Court that basically believes that everybody has the right to have a gun, and you have another political party who always fights against
Right.
measures to keep that keep guns from certain people's hands.
Right.
So
But that NRA is strong.
yeah,
It really
Yeah.
is. Are
That's
they
what
going
they
to
need to
charge
do.
him with a hate crime?
well, it just happened, I think, today.
Okay.
So we're still going to see.
I would be interested in seeing
I don't think it happened today.
Really?
No, because I heard about that.
No, it was today, I think.
You sure?
Maybe
Or
they
yesterday.
Yeah,
maybe
'cause
they
I-
arrested
'cause I
Well,
heard-
probably yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, it happened yesterday. Okay.
but
Oh, sorry. It happened on June 17th.
okay.
So that was like last week.
Last week.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think they can charge him with a hate crime unless he has said something or did something that suggests
Okay.
the race was a factor,
Got it.
So
Okay.
if he put any of those,
In words together.
yeah, or
Mhm.
we don't want your kind in our neighborhood,
Right.
or
Right.
then they can get him on that. But
Yeah, it's just like, what could he have possibly? Well, it's a whole show called
And then
something about the neighbor. It's a whole show like that.
oh, really?
Oh, what's the name of that show? But basically, it's neighbors battling each other. Neighborhood wars. One is neighborhood war, and Fear Thy Neighbor is
Okay.
the other one. That's the one I was thinking about. Fear Thy Neighbor, and it's a whole show about how you can't get along with your neighbors, and somebody usually ends up dead.
So this one, he says the person shot him 14 times
Oh my
and then fired and paused and then fired at least 3 more times. Like he was really going like, you're going to die. That
So
kind of thing.
that's definitely a first degree murder. You
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
doubt around that one.
Yeah, that wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow,
my
that's
lord.
crazy.
Well, I'd like to keep up to date with that one and see what happens. Oh my gracious. What is wrong with people?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
So, our topic for today is is our food making us sick? Okay, and I did a question of the day: is our food making us sick? And pretty much everybody said yes. So, and what made me think of that is it seems like every week, I'm not gonna say every day, but maybe every week or every month, there's a a recall. You know, and I remember one of my favorite cereals was recalled right when I was in line.
What kind
in
of
Walmart.
cereal?
It was like a granola oat Quaker,
okay.
and that was only because they, I guess, they might have got cross contamination of peanuts or something, or they had salmonella, something along those lines. But it made me think. We've always seen things that's being recalled for something, or you know, there's always something that comes up that says, you know, this is hazard to your health,
Right.
and even medicine. You remember? You know why we got the seals on the
yeah, because the Tylenol.
Tylenol, right? You remember that, right?
Yep.
So the question was that, and most people had a question about, well, are you talking about food from that you cook, or food from the grocery store, food from all the above?
Of it.
Exactly. If it comes inside your house or on your table, wherever it comes from, is it safe? So, and then there was an article I was reading. There was actually several articles about the FDA, the sodas. You know, a lot of soda drinkers, right? FDA recalled several products that were sold in restaurants across the country, and that was from the New York Post, which I don't put too much confidence in the New York Post, but they said what was behind the recall, and it was voluntary, is that the chemicals used in the soda was known to cause cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. So remember the fake sugar? I don't know, it was saccharin.
Oh yeah.
Saccharin was supposed to cause cancer, you know.
Yep.
And then there's always the things about Monsanto, you know, the pesticide company.
Oh, yeah.
Over on the West Coast.
Yeah.
You know, and then we had
the Roundup people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they also are into food products.
Right.
So, you know, but they said they voluntarily recalled it, and let's say they sold it in 1 5-gallon containers to restaurants across the nation. These products include pink lemonade, cola flavoring base, yellow lemonade, and yellow lemonade X. I've never heard of those, but maybe
Yellow
that's something.
Lemonade X.
Yeah, it's probably something that they
Mountain
put
Dew,
on
probably.
we call it. You know how they have we call it the dispensers, and it goes
And
back
a fountain
all the way to the back, and they got these containers.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those. That's what I can guess. But you know, I know they had issues with red dye number 40. My question is this: if you know these things are questionable, or you know there's problems with it, why do you allow it on the shelves when other countries ban a lot of products that's on our shelves?
Yeah. Supply and demand is what we used to, and it's about sell.
I think it's corporate greed. So to make things,
that too.
but we're gonna put these dye in it, and what is it called? Red dye number 40, to make it pretty,
right?
So I can increase my profits,
right? So I can sell it to your kids and make your kids bother you until you buy it.
Yeah, that's crazy. There was another one. Going for food recalls.
Oh. Okay.
They had a lot of food were being recalled because of massive salmonella outbreaks. Right, so that you always hear that.
Yeah.
They said, for example, cucumbers have been recalled.
Yep. Recent. The cucumbers were recent. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the outbreak.
Aren't they supposed to be like vegetables or something?
Vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
salmon. Yeah.
Yeah. Candy.
They recall fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had several cheeses, candy coated products, and more recently they had this investigation on the outbreak. So they have to figure out what's causing these, I guess, tainted goods or these diseases and stuff like that.
People taking shortcuts. I honestly believe it's just people taking shortcuts, trying to get as much out as they possibly can to make a bigger profit, and you taking shortcuts. You dumb. I believe that.
Now, all right. So some of the reasons why they would have it is cross contamination. Obviously, the bacteria.
Right.
You know, salmonella and listeria.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
it's a close cousin to salmon. You get the same kind of symptoms. Yeah.
Okay. And foreign objects in your food.
Yeah.
Metal shavings.
Yep.
Plastic
wood. You know, they
wood.
said Parmesan cheese, the kind that's in the shaker. has a certain. They will allow a certain percentage of wood
Really?
shavings. Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. A lot of stuff you will stop buying if you really thought about it. You would just stop buying it.
Oh, one of my favorite stores, Costco, had recalled a popular cheese because it may have been contaminated with plastic pieces. And Wegmans recalled pepperoni because it may contain metal fragments. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
So imagine if you had, you're cooking a meal. I know some of you cook, right?
I mean, some of you cook.
Some of you cook.
I think he was trying to insult one of us.
Definitely me.
And you think you're cooking healthy, well-balanced meals and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you get these little symptoms here and there. Mm-hmm. Never thinking of it may be because you get the buildup of metal shavings,
right,
or plastic,
right,
or all these different chemicals.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Then you have the allergens. Now, I know people with peanuts. Mm-hmm. I know you can't process certain foods together if it has, or you have to label it on the package. Yep. And sometimes those are the things that get recalled,
right?
Because they don't put it on there.
Because you have to have separate processing for non-nut versus nut stuff. Mm-hmm. It has to be, all of that stuff needs to be separate. So if it's any kind of way cross-contaminated, they have to pull it. And that's why a lot of Jewish people have kosher kitchens. They have one, and they have a separate set of everything. It's a separate dishwasher, separate plates. Everything is separate because I think they don't do dairy and meat together. And they definitely don't do pork, like especially Orthodox. Okay. They definitely don't do pork, but everything is separate. If it's a kosher kitchen, it has to be separate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So cross-contamination is real, and I just don't remember being younger, like kids in school couldn't have peanut butter, like you couldn't have nuts. Like some kids you can't even be close to. They don't even want to sit at the same table if somebody just got a peanut butter sandwich. Like I don't remember, and maybe we just didn't know about it as kids.
I have a theory about this.
Oh, God.
Okay, so this is my theory. I have a theory that because as we got, as years went by, the demand for certain things was increased. Mm-hmm. So they started, pumping drugs, things that make the chicken grow faster or fatter, or the cow grow quicker and fatter and stuff like that. And a lot of that, when you eat that food, you get whatever they got. You get that in your body. So I know even there was a big thing. You'll see on there, this meat is antibiotic free.
Oh yeah.
Right. So and that's a big thing because if you have livestock or a whole bunch of, you have a chicken farm, one of the things they will do is give it antibiotics, so the chickens don't get sick. Right. Try to get it before that, and then it doesn't contaminate other. But what happens when you take antibiotics and you don't have that bacteria in your body? What happens? You develop an immune for certain things, right? So now here comes, Mr. Meat Eater, eating all the chicken, eating all that beef, eating the pork, eating the whatever. And now all the stuff that they pumped in that meat is going in the body. Right. So now your whole system is out of whack. I think we're at an age now, everybody's trying to do things quicker, faster, cheaper when it comes to food. And that's not always the best thing. Right. Now, I'm pro science. I like the fact that
he gonna break it down.
If the scientists get there and they start studying, crossbreeding certain fruits or vegetables to get a bigger bounty or more resistance to pests and stuff like that, not spraying pesticides on stuff.
Well, they've been doing it for hundreds of years. Yeah. That's
And I think it adds up especially when you start getting older. We might have had a chemical in there that didn't make us immediately sick, but once you start getting in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that's when it comes out. Yeah. By then, and they always have something that was the commercials on TV. Did you take talcum powder from the age of?
Yes.
Did you use? You know what I'm saying? It's like and one of the people who responded to one of the questions, they said, well, let me throw this out there first. Nobody said their food was safe. They didn't trust the food.
Okay.
One lady said her food, she trusts the food that only comes out of her garden.
Okay.
Okay. And I get that too.
Good. Yeah. Because she knows what she's putting on her food.
Yes. Yes. And now, you go to these massive farms and they're trying to, again, grow stuff faster. And of course, they got to, cut their losses when it comes to pesticides and all of the, not pests. So they put the pesticides in there and it comes right to your table.
Yeah.
So you guys, whoever's eating them, we really should look into what ways we can actually
be better,
clean the food better.
Yeah.
Even with the stuff on, and even with people who have peanut allergies. I think it was something that grows on the peanut that actually causes the allergies, not so much the peanut. I read that somewhere.
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't ever remember being in school and kids like, I'm allergic to that. I can't have that. And I'm just like,
are you allergic to anything?
It is weird. I have the weirdest food allergy. Like it's strawberries and shrimp. Mm-hmm. I can eat them. Nothing happens. Can do it 100 times. The 101 time, I'll get hives.
Oh, really?
And I don't know why.
I don't
know
maybe
why.
Maybe because maybe it's from where that particular
strawberry cake. That's what I keep thinking.
Right.
It had to be or shrimp. Like I had shrimp this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. But next time I'll eat it, I might break out in hives. Don't know. Can't track it down. Don't understand why it happens. It just happens.
You have any food allergies?
No.
None?
Yeah. No.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know if I have any.
Right.
Well, I do. I have allergies to. I'm gonna say it's
lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? That's a lot of people are.
A lot of African Americans are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what that is. I think is the antibiotics. That we take in the milk, and misuse of antibiotics too. So it messes up your balance, your what we call it, your intestinal flora.
Yes. Your gut health.
Yeah, your gut health. That's I think that's the reason why, because it obviously is not the actual dairy part, because
maybe.
Well, you can drink. I can eat yogurt.
Okay. Well, yogurt has active cultures in it.
Yes.
So that's part of why yogurt probably doesn't bother you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it has that good bacteria where, especially if you're a sugar eater.
Right.
That makes
helps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, your sugar eaters that doesn't help.
No, yogurt is pretty good. Well, it's got to be.
No, I mean like if people who eat a lot of sugar, that's more detrimental to you because that feeds the bad bacteria
in your system.
Right. And it causes all types of stuff too, like sinusitis, inflammation, all that other
well,
type
dairy
stuff.
Causes a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, I think we're one of the few species that actually drink milk.
Right. That continue after a certain age. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't
animals like boop, you don't get milk anymore. You're gone. Bye. Once calves get a certain age, you don't get milk anymore. You out of here. So you're right. It's just us. But that's probably a commercial thing also, like a commercial way of we gotta do something with these cows.
Right.
If we can't make them hamburgers, we gotta do something with them.
Well, you know what? I saw something on YouTube that said that was this big thing about the dairy industry,
mm-hmm.
and it was all about money, and they had this huge campaign to push these commercials and all types
mm-hmm.
of advertisements for people to drink milk, saying milk was good.
Right.
Milk it does a body good.
Yep.
Pass it on,
mm-hmm.
right? So you, especially as kids, you always saw the milk. And what they do? It filtered into the whole the school system too.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. Yeah.
Would you get? You get a chocolate milk or white milk, whatever.
It's supposed to be part of your balanced lunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think the root of all of that is money.
Yeah,
corporate greed.
Have you ever seen it's a show called Foods That Made America?
No.
I think that's the name of it. Foods That Made America. But basically, it's giving you the history of why we have certain foods, and you know how McDonald's became McDonald's and how this happened. And one of them was about breakfast. You know, breakfast really wasn't a thing. You ate whatever you had left over from the night before.
Okay.
It wasn't an actual sit down breakfast thing. But then more women started going into work. More men were working, and they had to figure out something that was quick for the kids to have in the morning, and along comes breakfast. Cereal, you know, or toast in the morning, milk, you know, all of those things that was quick and easy that you can put together. But breakfast was not a thing, and I think, like, I want to say it was the 40s or something they were talking about.
That's why cereal is 2 of my meals.
And cereal is probably the worst thing that you could eat for breakfast, so...
Well,
it's a lot of bad.
So you know
food out there.
they do say, I say they, everybody say they. Well, they say that for breakfast you really should just have fruit, non-tainted fruit that hasn't been recalled. So they say you should have
and it has to
fruit.
be certain. It should be certain fruit, like depending on what your physical needs are. Like if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, you should have berries.
Berries?
Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, all the berries are good for you, raspberries. But if you know, are fine, you can have an orange, or apple, banana, you know, so it depends. It depends on what your physical needs are.
Well, I'm glad I don't have any fruit allergies because I love it. And summertime comes, guess what? Watermelon, ice cold watermelon. Oh, love it.
Okay.
And some fried chicken.
So I am going to absolutely ignore that last comment because you're being ridiculous.
All right, so back to the food recalls, right? So it says food recalls have reached the highest level since the COVID pandemic, right? Undeclared allergens are the number one recall issue. Undeclared allergens. So, you know, throw in, let's see. The U.S. Department of Agriculture and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration recorded 313 food recalls and public health alerts in 2020, just in 2023.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Nearly one a day.
Wow.
Right? It said, why are they going up? California retailers sold 139 of last year's recalled products. New York retailers sold 146. Texas ranked third with 133 recalled products. And that's probably maybe because those are the 3 most highly populated states.
And where they grow pretty much everything.
Oh, yeah. Ham was recalled in 8 states, and a warning has been issued. Let's see. We got a lot of stuff on here.
I'm sure.
Oh, here we go. I like this one. And I'm just reading it from, you know, it's not coming from me, Coca-Cola. So
you should see that look she gave you. It looks could kill.
Yeah.
I'll be giving you CPR right
but
now.
They said 154 recalls were issued for undeclared allergens, 47 for listeria, 27 for salmonella. You have information on?
I have salmonella.
Tell us what salmonella is and what are the symptoms.
It is a common bacterial disease that affects the intestinal tract. Salmonella bacteria typically lives in animal and human intestines. Oh, joy. and are shed through stool, feces. Thank you for giving me this one. Humans become infected most frequently through contaminated water or food.
Okay.
So some of the symptoms of salmonella infections is usually caused by eating raw, uncooked meat, poultry, eggs, or egg products, or by drinking unpasteurized milk. Incubation period is between 6 hours to 6 days. I guess it depends on who you are before you start having any symptoms, and you get flu-like symptoms. Diarrhea.
Mine would be 6 minutes.
You don't know.
Mine would be 6 minutes.
Diarrhea, stomach cramping, fever, nausea, vomiting, chills, headache, and blood in the stool. Isn't that fun?
So it was interesting about that one, though, right? It said where you got it from. It was animals. Right, meat.
Animals or humans.
Dairy.
Right? Unpasteurized
milk. Okay. So for those who believe that humans should not be eating meat,
right,
or dairy,
right,
that's there one check
go.
for you.
Right.
There
you go.
That's yeah.
But
But they had
I want to know who's eating these raw eggs. Y'all better stop that mess.
But you know, back in the day, they used to say, "Oh, that's the," especially the weightlifters. They had to get the protein in. They used to crack a raw egg and whip it up.
People use raw eggs for like people training voices and stuff.
For what?
Training voice.
Training voices.
Mm-hmm. To train the
singers.
voice, like singers, musicians. Yeah, they use raw egg. They swallow raw egg.
Oh.
Now I've heard they used honey. That's the first time I heard that
Yeah,
one.
they also use raw egg.
Well, you know, most eggs now are pasteurized.
And all those over whatever easy eggs, they also I feel that.
Oh yeah, I will eat a runny egg.
You do? You eat runny eggs?
I will eat a runny egg. So I guess I'm
trying
part
to
of that.
remind you.
I'm part of that rotation. Yes. Yeah, I will eat a runny egg.
Wow. But some of the other things to look out for are processed foods, obviously. Mm-hmm. Cookies, candy, chips, popcorn, which is my main diet. Cantaloupe and other fruits were the next most commonly recalled foods. And I'm wondering if that has to do with fertilization.
I'm sure.
Fertilizing.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sure.
And then here, going back to the soda. This is the thing. Coca-Cola announces big soda recall. Said they had a list of allergens that was disclosed in 2021 and accounted for 27% of the undisclosed allergens in the recalls. Let's see. It didn't say much, but this includes Modesto-based Rizzo Lopez foods.
This is making my stomach hurt. I'm mad I started reading this. I should not have read this at all.
But it was some popular sodas on here that and I don't think it was Coca-Cola itself, but it was, you know, they make more than just Coca-Cola.
Right.
But some of them were they recalled 2,000 cases of Diet Coke, Sprite, Fanta orange sodas, because they contained a foreign material. So I'm wondering if it's maybe aluminum.
Yeah, ain't no telling. I mean, because I think what we forget is all of this stuff is processed by a machine.
Machine, right.
At some point, so all of these things could possibly be in it.
Oh, rubber gaskets, metal fragments.
Yeah.
Bits of bugs.
Okay, yup. I told you it's making my stomach hurt.
Now, the big question is why all this stuff always comes up. Why does the USA, why do you let this stuff on the shelf? Now, this was interesting. Because you know they always post the stuff like these are the 150 items on the U.S. shelves that are banned in Europe.
Oh yeah,
they always have that, right?
Yeah.
So they said the differences in the food regulations between the United States and Europe. Obviously, I think they need to get on the European, bandwagon on that one. Cultural attitudes towards risk, political considerations.
Oh wow.
No surprise. And differing interpretations of scientific evidence. All right. There was some historical stuff.
So are they saying that we don't believe in science and they do?
Well, every time somebody brings up something that's scientifical and it's going to cost somebody money, they will always want to go against science,
right,
especially when it comes to the environment, stuff like that. But they said Europe experienced significant food safety crisis in the past. Remember the mad cow disease? Mm-hmm. So I guess with that they have more strict controls. And then with the political considerations, it says is the lobbying. The lobbyists are the ones who advocate for the dairy industry, the meat industry, all that type of stuff.
Or for getting rid of the FDA.
Oh, yes.
Or cutting back on a lot of this stuff gets through because they don't have enough funding or they don't have enough people to, investigate some of this stuff or check plants or, to be consistent with, every month we coming in looking at your plant and making sure these things are the way they're supposed to be. That. So when you start slashing those kind of budgets,
and you need more funding for that. To make sure that
things get by the wayside, and a lot of stuff get pushed through that shouldn't get pushed through.
You think what would you think? Do you think that that the country should spend more money on regulating certain things like that? Do you think the health risk is outweighs the cost.
Yeah, but then I saw something like like milks in the USA. They use almonds to do something.
Almond milk.
Almond milk.
No, almonds like
hormones. Okay.
Yes, hormones.
Maybe to cleanse or purify those,
or to make them
natural
grow faster.
Yeah, so that's why countries like Europe and Canada, London and Canada ban them, because all this artificial stuff they like to add to it. It's not like anything else, not like a conspiracy or whatever, but it's like they feel like the food,
it's harmful.
It's unhealthy and all of that. And then
so and food costs a lot now anyway, right?
Food
but
is inflation is now.
But would you pay an extra 10% on your food bill for every product to ensure that it's totally safe?
Yeah, okay. I would. I mean, because I could cut back on some of the other silly stuff that I buy. I do a lot of unnecessary stuff that I could cut back on if I knew that it was 100% safe. And this whole organic thing. I read something recently that says that it doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually organic.
Really?
Yes.
So I could just throw stuff on. See?
Yep.
Just like, all right, so now it doesn't have to be vegan either. You can use that butter.
Well,
you know who we talking to.
What's the lady, the vegan lady, Tabitha Brown?
Never heard of her.
You don't know?
She's a vegan.
Okay.
She's a vegan advocate.
Yeah, she's vegan, and she's like all over the internet and
pro-vegan.
Wrote a couple of books and just like got hair care products, the whole 9 yards. She's a beautiful soul.
Okay.
But what I was trying to say,
was he right?
No, he's not right. Don't listen to him.
No, I was that people was picking on
what's the difference between vegan and vegetarian?
Vegan uses no animal products whatsoever.
So vegetarian.
A vegetarian may have butter, for instance, but it comes from a cow. But they're not right. But they're definitely vegans. Not going to have any kind of dairy products, any kind of meat, and I don't think they eat vegetables. I don't even think they eat fish. I don't think they eat fish either. Mm-hmm. So vegans don't eat anything.
Then you got the extreme vegans.
Products.
The extreme vegans.
They only drink water.
Right.
Well, the ones, they'll have some vegans that won't wear anything that has to do with.
Right. That's right. They only wear cotton. They don't wear any animal skin. Yeah, that kind of thing.
So,
but I was saying that Tabitha Brown people send her stuff because she's vegan, and all of these places want her to try their food so she can say, oh, I tried this and it's delicious. But what she was saying was, when you actually read the ingredients list, it's not always vegan, so you have to be really careful. Even with some of the labels, it may say it's organic, may say that it's vegan, but it's not necessarily that way all the time. So you have to be really, really careful. But she's been vegan for a long time, like before it was popular, and she used to do just little, thoughts of the day and little recipes on YouTube, and it just blew up to a whole thing.
So what of halal? Do you know what that is?
Yeah. So halal is just a way of processing preparing your food. So even like if you get halal meat, sometimes they say you want to bless the meat, and you want to hang it from a certain way and cut the meat where it drains the blood. And it's different ways of processing the actual meat.
So it's just about the meat. That's the halal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But every other thing is normal, regular. It's just the meat that's different.
Right. So when you say halal applied to food, that means what is permissible. That's what it means. So they have certain rituals that they do to prepare the food. Mm-hmm. So anything that's food related, when they say it's halal, that means it's permissible. So you might have let's say some sausage there. Now I found this out not that long ago. Well, it was a while ago, but you'll have let's say turkey sausage or chicken sausage, and person that says, well, I don't eat pork, will go there and buy it, cook it, whatever. But if you read one of the last things on there, it says pork casings.
Oh, right.
So it's the casings that's made from pork. Right. That's not going to be halal.
Right.
And somebody should get smacked for that. Yeah.
So, it's hard to guarantee your food.
Yeah.
It's really hard to guarantee your food. But I think I didn't realize in Europe that they don't have, like, I watch all kind of crazy stuff, but international homes, like people are trying to find a house in other places. The refrigerators are really small.
Yeah.
Because they go and buy fresh food
frequently.
every day or a couple of times, a week. They don't
Store
stockpile
food,
food
yeah.
like we do
But
here.
another thing, they don't eat as much as we do.
Right.
Their
Right.
portion size, like,
Right, the portions are smaller,
Yeah.
but they eat a little more often throughout the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, they we just gluttons.
Yeah.
we are. We
Canada
are
too.
gluttons.
Don't think y'all skipping out of that one too, because Canada, when we went there, they gave you big portions. And the cities next to Canada, big portions.
Yeah, we just Americans. Somebody said Americans eat like they have free health care.
Right.
We do not. Yes, you eat like you got free health care.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you this. All right, so I went to Costco earlier, and just after I said I was gonna cut back my sugar and my meat, right? I walk over there with the pastries and stuff like that,
Oh, my
and they had this huge cherry pie, like nice size. And they had
Enough
the
for
cherry
like 8 people.
Yes, knowing that I would have ate that myself, right? But I was, psychologically, I was fighting myself. You don't know the battle that was going on in my head.
I do.
But I was good. I didn't buy the pie.
Good.
But I ain't gonna say that it was still not on my mind, because I was like, the pie.
Yeah.
That would have been good, especially nice and cold.
I'm not a cherry pie person, but I have that same fight with the croissants.
The croissants?
They have really good croissants, and it's like nothing.
You put butter on your
Nothing good.
croissants?
I stopped doing
Yeah,
that because
okay.
I realized how they make them, and it's just a layer of butter, a layer of butter. It's they laminated.
Yeah,
That's what it's
yeah.
called, and it's like dough butter, roll it out, dough butter, and it's just like, oh my God, you were putting butter on that, and it was already 10 pounds of butter in it.
But do you know, Felonious, are you aware of, even in your country or other countries, they have any controls when it comes to food?
Well, we have, I don't know about food, but we have something, well, that's medication, but no.
Like, do you have
No food.
I say
Like
not
a
an FDA, but what do we have here?
That's a Food and Drug
Food and Drug
Administration.
Administration,
That's what it would be.
We have NAFDAC, that's food and drugs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yes. So we do have that.
Right.
But not like I think it's mostly for like packed foods and stuff.
Okay. So
think it's-
stuff that's prepackaged.
Yes,
Okay.
I think it's mostly for that.
Yeah. No, it's all kind of but Food That Built America is a really good show if you want to see how we've come along with foods. It talked about the development of the FDA, because before it wasn't any. You would buy contaminated food already from the butcher, because they didn't have refrigeration. It wasn't a way for them to keep it cold or clean.
Right.
And for the most part, I don't know how they survived to get that for us to be here, because the food was killing them.
Even me till today, I find it so difficult to store food. Like I don't know how to eat food. I like it fresh. Like I make it today. I eat. I don't know how to leave like leftovers and put them in the freezer and stuff like that. It's just always like, oh, it's not fresh. It's in my head.
One idea too, this will kind of help. They have the food sealer. Right?
Yeah, I have a food.
So if you have a food sealer, it's basically like a long plastic bag. You can cut however you need it, and it seals it and vacuums all the air out of it. That's what, and you could, I used to do that with turkey.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Let me tell you, you take that bag out and you drop it in some boiling water, it
It's
tastes just like
fresh.
it's
Yep.
right off the oven.
Yep.
But yeah, typically they say don't eat anything in the refrigerator more than 3 days when it comes to like when you have your prepared food or whatever. And I always obey that.
Yeah, my family pushes it too, and I'll be like, "Y'all still eating that? You can't keep eating that." They will push it.
Yeah, and make sure when you put stuff in the refrigerator, make sure that you do have it covered,
Yes,
sealed or some way. Because I know some people, they'll put stuff in the refrigerator and just leave it open, and then whatever that is, sometimes that stuff contaminates everything else.
Right.
So you have that. And then make sure when you do cook certain foods, you actually cook it.
Well, they saying you can eat pork chops medium now.
Who said?
I'm telling you, we were in a restaurant recently, and a woman ordered pork chops, and the man said, "How do you want it cooked?" And I was like, I hope she better say well done.
Like cooked.
But he was saying that now I don't know where it happened or what happened, but now they have permission to serve you a pork chop medium.
Oh, that's the same people that said you don't wash your chicken.
We gonna fight about washing chicken.
That's
we
the
gonna
same.
fight about washing
I'm gonna
chicken.
assume it's the same people that say don't wash your chicken.
We gonna fight about washing chicken because
People don't wash the chicken.
Yeah, they came out with this rule. I don't know, maybe a few years ago that said that they recommended that you not wash your chicken, and I think it was because if you have something on it like a salmonella or whatever, and you're going to contaminate everything else, like in your sink and stuff like
the
that.
sink, the wall, anything that the
Anything
water
splashed.
sprays on, that splashed on that chicken. If you're not cleaning it off, then you are contaminating
Right.
it.
But black people like I don't care what the
Right, I'm washing my chicken.
Because I wash everything. I wash my
wash
eggs.
meat?
I wash eggs.
You wash the eggs
To boil it.
The eggshell.
The shell, yeah.
Really?
Because like if I'm gonna boil egg and I'm gonna cook and I want my egg in, I'm like, I don't know where this egg has been. I don't care.
They been up a chicken butt.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like I'm gonna include it with maybe my rice or my whatever. So it has to be the eggshell has to be clean. Like I wash everything basically, like vegetables.
Well, you definitely should do that. That's good. That's
definitely
a,
washing
I
vegetables
wash
and
vegetables.
fruit.
I wash my rice.
Well, yeah,
well, that's good
rice.
practice.
Yeah,
I learned that late.
Yeah, I learned that late too.
Yes.
They said washing the rice actually makes it better when it's cooking. So
Right.
you wash the
and
the
you
starch
starch
off.
Yes, exactly. I wash my rice. I wash like everything sealed coming out. Everything sealed, whatever sealed though. No, I don't care. I'm just gonna wash it. I don't care. It's just coming from where I'm from,
Right.
It's not here. It's like it's packed and all of that and fancy. But where I'm from, it's like you go directly to the market,
Right.
the marketplace where
Right.
it's like all over the place. So you have to come back home wash. So it's habit. So I'm used to
Gotcha.
doing that.
Oh, so like you go some of the places and they got the meat hanging.
Yeah, all those kind of
Jeff,
stuff.
my husband
Yeah,
goes to the
outside. Yeah,
warehouse. He
you
goes
go
to the warehouse.
exactly. You go tell them, hey, I want this portion of meat. They cut
Right.
it out, and then you get it, and then you go home. You have to wash it.
Yeah.
because flies and all of that. You don't know where it's been, and all, so you have to really clean it and wash it. So.
I went to the warehouse one time and was like, nope. I am one of those people who don't want to know how the sausage is made. Like, I don't need to know. I don't need to see it. I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to cook it and eat it. I don't want to know.
So my
Maybe
brother.
when you do know is the last time you probably eat it.
Right. That's why I don't want to know. Some things I really enjoy. I want to keep
Right.
enjoying it.
So my brother, we was in the going food shopping today, right? So he says, "Man, I love somebody. If they had some beef hot dogs that was really really good, I might even eat because he don't eat hot dogs now. But he's like, yeah, I might get something. Ain't nothing like a nice good hot dog. The kind that they sell on the streets and in New York and this and that, whatever." I said, okay. So guess what? No, I said, I don't eat hot dogs.
Right,
He's like, well,
right.
because it's beef. I said, no, I don't eat hot dogs. Period.
Right.
And I saw that little video where the guy took a slice.
Stop.
What?
I don't want you. I hear nothing bad about a hot dog.
Oh no! I'm just saying. It wasn't really bad. It wasn't bad. It was like he just sliced it, put it under a
Okay, you
microscope.
just don't eat hot dog.
Yeah, and it had like little things.
Like that's all he needs to say. Is,
Swirling.
I don't eat hot dogs. But thank you,
Little
thank
things
you for that. 'Cause
swirling.
thank you.
Shaking and all that type of stuff in there. But anyway, I'm looking out for your health.
You're so good to me.
Because health is important.
With an F.
So we were talking about like some of the things that was was permissible, but some things that was banned a bird, right?
Hate you.
So American things banned a bird abroad, right? So titanium dioxide. That's a chemical that is commonly added to American foods. Yeah, titanium dioxide. But
I was thinking about sunscreen.
Oh.
That's what instantly popped in my head. That's not what you're talking
Oh,
about. I'm sorry.
sunscreen is one of the
Yeah,
most of those
I'm
are
having
toxic.
a hard time finding a non-toxic one.
So terms like artificial color or added color may mislead you into consuming titanium dioxide without even realizing it. Here's some of the foods that contains titanium dioxide: candy, chewing gum.
What kind of candy? They didn't say.
Candy.
Like
Well,
chocolate, not chocolate.
I'm going to assume any of those bright colored. Like
Okay.
I
don't care enough about them.
Chewing gum, well, gummies.
I won't eat
I like
gummies.
gummies. Sweets, cottage cheese,
Oh, really?
cake icing,
Oh, well, I know what's in cake icing. That ain't fooling
soups,
me.
sauces, alcoholic beverages, some other food products, whatever.
Come on now with the alcoholic beverages.
Yeah. So they said it's banned in Europe by the European Union. They said they had some research that connected to health effects such as lung cancer. So that's enough to say,
That's serious.
Yeah. And then California is one of the states that's always leading the charge when it comes to the environment and whatever. So they said in 2023, California took matters in its own hands and banned Skittles for the use of its titanium. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So kudos to California. Brominated vegetable oil.
What is that? Oh, just regular vegetable oil? Okay.
I guess they call it BVO. It's used in citrus flavored drinks in the U.S., which is probably
Country time. Oh, I shouldn't be saying. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say the brand, but yeah.
Let's see. The FDA recently proposed a ban on BVO. Proposed a ban, right? They said because it affects the thyroid.
Oh.
And obviously that messes up with your metabolism of the hormones, right?
Yeah, the thyroids can mess you up if it's not right.
Yeah. And then let's see. BHA and BHT. Now you'll see that on a lot of stuff, right?
Especially preserves.
Yes.
Not preserved, but I'm trying to think of the word.
It's a preservative.
The package stuff,
Yeah,
like
that's
packaged lunch meat or packaged stuff like that.
That's a preservative, and it's in breakfast cereal. They specifically mentioned Kellogg's Apple Jacks, which I actually love them.
Apple Jacks. Oh my God, I used to love Apple Jacks.
Jiffy corn muffin mix.
Oh, come on with the Jiffy, man.
Stouffer's frozen pizza, which I was never into.
That, yeah.
Bugle's corn chips. I used to love those. Cake mix, including Pillsbury.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about cake mix.
Wow. Okay. And then there was something RBST, recombinant somatotropin.
Okay.
Is a hormone used in cows. We were talking about it earlier, right? To increase milk supply.
Yep.
Many dairy products, like milk, yogurt, cheese, ice cream, may contain RBST.
Yeah, all the favorite things on my list except for milk. I can live without milk.
Wow. It says, now here's a kudos to, we can give some kudos to people. It's currently allowed in the U.S., but some companies like Ben & Jerry's oppose the use of RBST in their products. So
also, basically, you saying I can have ice cream. I just got by Ben & Jerry's.
Go get some Ben & Jerry's.
Actually, take powdered milk.
Oh, why?
Well, it's a lot of uses for powdered milk.
But no, why would you say powdered milk though?
Because I prefer it. Because I'm used to powdered milk. I've been in America like 8 years. I've never tried the milk.
You've never had milk?
No.
Holy smokes.
Never tried.
Well, if it's powdered milk, it's still milk.
Yeah,
but you're saying already
yes,
prepared.
Yes,
okay.
I've never tried
Never.
Oh, here's
I'll drink milk. I'll drink almond milk.
And then they got going back to the dyes again. It'll be in foods like instant pasta, pretzels, fruit drinks, which,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So basically, the answer to the question of today is it ain't safe.
Nothing's safe. And now, after being diagnosed with cancer, you start looking for things that's a little more on the healthier side. Like that's what I'm trying to do. All my kitchen containers probably need to go because you got to, pick stuff that's BPA free, PFO free. Seriously, like all of those things, especially if you put hot food in cheap plastic containers, is leaching the BPA out into your food. Yeah. So it is just a whole cycle of none of the lotions are good for you. Don't put aluminum foil on your stuff. Don't cook plastic in the microwave. Like if you cover something with plastic in the microwave. For some people, they don't even use a microwave.
Right.
So it is just like a whole host of things that you have to, pay close attention to try to be a little more healthier.
Right. So, all right. We talked about a lot, and I'm pretty sure anybody can say, well, I'm not going to eat that again. But what is the one food for you? What's the one food that you refuse to eat?
Oh, I got a list.
You have a whole bunch.
Yeah, I got a list.
About
stuff that you feel like should be banned.
Yeah, things that you feel is unsafe.
I haven't really stopped eating.
Or what's one food that if they say is bad?
No, one food that you feel.
No, what is? She said none, so I'm telling her.
I can't think.
I'm saying something else. I'm trying to say something else. I'm like one food that even if they say it's bad, I'm
still going to eat.
Yeah.
I'm eating a whole lot of them right now. Bacon.
Oh. But do you have any food that you feel that you know is unsafe?
Well, I don't eat a lot, so I don't. I don't. My horizon is not so broad,
right?
So just limited to the things I like, the things I know. So.
Right. Maybe like organ meats. Like I don't. When I coming up, we ate liver, we ate kidneys. We weren't.
But you know, they say that's the most. They got the most
juicy.
vitamins and minerals in it.
I hear everything that you're saying. Right now, I could not eat those things right now. We didn't eat chitlins a lot, but it was some family members that did, and that I was just like, I'm not eating that. I'm sorry.
Did you guys ever eat tripe?
That's chitlins, pretty much. Or is it the stomach?
That's the stomach.
That's the stomach.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it. Yeah.
No, I'm not eating that either.
And you know, the older I get, the more I'm willing to try some things. So
tripe is good.
I would try
like
it. Yeah,
I love it.
I would definitely try it.
It's my favorite beef.
Yeah, and it's not something that I can say I would eat all the time, but I would try it.
Nah, I'm on a mission to see if I can phase out meat altogether. I'm talking about, because I don't eat beef anyway, but I wanna phase out chicken, turkey,
all of
that type of stuff. Yeah.
So how about fish?
Fish is gonna be the last on the list. Cause even with there's certain proteins that you don't get from. Right. You gotta get, and that's the seafood thing. I think naturally. I think we're supposed to eat fish or seafood things. I think.
I mean, some people say we the high on a food chain. We supposed to eat whatever we want to eat. So it just depends. Yeah. You know.
I think it's based on what our body like. Even like a tiger. You never hear a tiger coming up saying, "Hey, I got high cholesterol." So they can eat meat because when they got those canines and stuff, you don't hear them.
Like, I feel like some branches today. I think I'll eat some trees. You don't hear them saying
exactly. But gorillas, and then people. Now here's the argument. They'll say, "Well, we need the protein. We got to eat meat to get protein."
No, meat does not have to eat meat to get protein.
Meat does not produce protein. The meat gets protein from the plants. Right. And you can look at a gorilla, probably one of the strongest things out there in the jungle, and they're vegetarians. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. You can get protein from all other kind. Nuts have protein. You can get protein from all other kind of things. Yeah.
So, I know this was a lot, but just to let you know, some of the things we're going to have coming up is kind of related to this too. When we're talking about health.
You didn't say the stuff that you would refuse to eat.
I refuse to eat hot dogs.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
I've seen what was in hot dogs.
Okay, stop with the hot dogs, man. We just grilled some the other day. Stop it.
You don't feel a little itching in your stomach?
No, I do not. I follow this lady, like she's a planner person. I'm a planner babe. And she was saying, like, the people on her page fuss at her, send her comments because she said pizza's okay and ice cream's just okay and pasta's just okay. And I'm like, girl, what is wrong with your life? Like, that's 3 of the basic food groups. What is wrong with you?
I could tell you this, if food didn't negatively affect my health,
it would be on. Woo. It would be on.
Yeah, because just because I don't eat it doesn't mean I don't like it.
Well, clearly I've been eating it like I don't care because I got some things I need to take care of as far as my health goes, and some are food related. Yeah, some are food related.
Oh, and my last tip: charred meat is not good for you.
It is not, and I love burnt food.
It's
charred like barbecue.
It's cancer causing.
Burnt. It's cancer causing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So anything that you're charring, you shouldn't be taking into your body.
Yeah.
So I know it's summertime and everybody's going to be grilling, and so just be conscious of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I came from my last pregnancy. I was sick constantly. You know how they say you have morning sickness. It was all day. It was all day and all night, and the doctor kept saying eat burnt food. It worked, like toast that was burnt, and it worked. But now I love burnt food. Like
that was a conspiracy.
It might have been.
He probably was trying to kill me.
Well, according to you, I'm not completely black, so maybe
just a portion of you.
It definitely helped settle my stomach.
Right.
So, and ever since then, if something is a little burnt on the grill, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's my piece. Yeah, that's my piece, which is not good for you.
Nah, I would just love to just eliminate it if I could, but that's the hardest. That's an addiction itself. That's the hardest thing to do. You know, sugar, meat. Yeah.
Well, I think some of that stuff is set up for you to keep coming back.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like tobacco. They knew tobacco was addicting.
And crack.
So the wine and pasta event is coming up.
Yes. Saturday 4 to 7 is going to be at Myrie's Island Cuisine. Which I found out at the festival, a lot of people didn't know where the restaurant was. They had no clue.
It's not on the address?
No, I mean, just when I talk to people,
general,
right? Yeah,
just
so
in general. Okay.
For those who don't know, it's Liberty Road and Marysville Road, right before Diamonds Lounge, because that was the key. People like to see that. They knew where, when you said Diamonds, they knew where it was. So it's going to be Saturday from 4 to 7 at 98. Let me see, 9890. I don't remember. it's on there. You go to www.hottopicspodcast.com is there. 9828, I think it is. Liberty Road. You can't miss it. We're gonna have 3 dishes of pasta. Very nice. I'm
gonna let you go with it. I ain't even gonna interrupt you anymore. I'm just gonna let you go with it.
What do you want to say? Instead
3
of saying
entrees.
dishes, 3 entrees. We're gonna have 3 plates of pasta, and it's gonna be Cajun chicken and shrimp Alfredo and jerk veggies, side salad and water, and of course, red or white wine.
You did good.
Yes. So come on out, and it's not going to be a limit. It's going to be whenever until it's gone. So come on out and have some fun with us.
Yes.
Because we're going to do an interactive podcast, and we'll have some good topics, and you guys will come up with the topics, and even if you just come for the wine and pasta,
there you go.
Just come and eat and be happy. Eat, drink, and be happy.
And come see the beautiful Felonious Feather. We ain't gonna talk about Psycho.
So yeah, come check us out. And then it was nice meeting some of you guys at the festival. I know I talked a lot about that with a lot of people. So I remember if you don't show up, I'm gonna remember you.
Oh my gosh!
And I will get you.
And your little dog too.
Yes. So any parting words?
Ciao. Thank you.
All right. Well, folks, that's our time. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. On behalf of myself, Psycho 4081, my lovely co-host, the Lady Lamb Chop, and Felonious Feather, we hope you guys will tune in next week. Check out the next episode, and make sure you like, follow, and share. You can go to www.hottopicspodcast.com. That's Topix, hottopicspodcast.com, and select your favorite podcast platform. Also, you can give us an email. Let us know. We'd like to hear your comments at hottopicspodcast@gmail.com, or give us a call at 443-860-2716. Leave a message. Thank you for tuning in.